All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing. From Chicagoland, Michael Whiting and Mark Nelson on the front row. Cody Kennedy, David Gorman on the second row. AJ Godsey, Jeff Hinkle have the third row. Mike Smith, Richie Joplin on the fourth row. Kevin Reed, Eric Stoy round out your top 10. Ty Dolman starting in 11th with Albie Hewins in 12th. Brandon Springer in 13th, Rick Sargent in 14th. Vern Springs starting at 15th, Gerald Thanos Poole in 16th. Richie West in 17th, DJ the Iceman Kinner in 18th, and Mark the Man Dan Tuma starts in 19th. And of course, the one you don't see, arguably the most important person at the track tonight, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in race control, trying to keep these guys in line. Yeah, Gerald, I can understand that. Drivers going out for their pace lap. Hey, good evening, Nicole. Good luck tonight and throughout the playoffs. I have a feeling you're gonna need it. 110 laps here tonight. Competition caution, lap 37. I didn't get fuel numbers before this one. Hopefully Nicole can find out how many laps on the tank roughly. Here we go. Pace car is in. Michael Whiting in the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. The BRR playoffs are underway at Chicagoland. Everybody off the line, nice and clean. A lot of these drivers will be conserving here in the early going, just trying to make the car last. A little bit of bobbling out of turn 2 as tires come up to 10. Roughly 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. They will be able to go to the caution on the fuel they have, but they will need one pit stop in the second half as Mark Nelson goes to the lead. Michael Whiting, David Gorman battling for second. Cody Kennedy up in the mix. Kennedy did get... Oh! Whiting slips up into Gourmet. Caution is out. First caution of the night, lap 3. Hey, good evening, Matt, cheering on Richie and Vern. Let's take a look at that incident. Michael Whiting on the bottom, just snaps loose, comes up, gets into Gourmet. Gourmet got a little bit of the wall. And it looked like it got a little sketchy behind as everybody trying to check up and avoid it. Cody Kennedy locks him up. AJ reacts quickly and everybody saves it. The Mark Nelson still in the lead. David Gorman in second. Hinkle in third. Cody Kennedy in fourth. AJ Godsey in fifth. And if you're just joining us, folks, don't forget to hit that like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family out. A lot of great racing to come this week, including Jones, BS Racing, Legends, and Late Models tomorrow night. No XCal on Tuesday, but I'm sure we'll find some way to entertain you guys. Wednesday night, the Nowski Nation is back. Thursday evening, Home Motorsports, Xfinity League, and of course the Thursday night Community Convoy. We'll have a lot of streams during daytime this week. Angie is likely to be convoying Monday and Tuesday. You definitely want to get in on that. Lights go out on the pace car. They go stack up side by side for the restart. Hey, good evening, Zach. Everybody stacked back up, ready to go. Mark Nelson chose the bottom line. We'll be in control on the restart as we come through 3 and 4. Pace car is in. He is inside the zone. Fires there away. Green back in the air. Side by side throughout the field as they come through 1 and 2. A little bit of heat on those tires now. Not as much bobbling as we saw through on the start of this one. Garmin looking to the high side. I'm not sure if Mark Nelson runs in the trucks. I know Mark Dantuma does. Speaking of the man from the back, Mark Dantuma now up 4 spots into 15th. Cody Kennedy now battling for second place. Jeff Hinkle right on the bumper of Garmin, giving Garmin a little push. Richie Joplin now on the attack, up 3 spots into 5th. Ty Dolman on the move. Dolman just set the fastest lap so far, back in 10th. And they are getting 3 wide mid-pack. This track is definitely able to go 3 wide, but things do have a tendency to get sketchy. You saw how much the cars are moving around out there. Oh, Richie West. Man, he had a big bobble when he hit the apron. Managed to hold on to it. Comes back up. Hey, good evening, Cody. Ty Dolman has shot through the field. Has just come by up into 3rd place. Well, let's take a look at Ty here. into 1 and 2 up on the high sides. Almost just didn't lift. You gotta wonder how much wear he put on those tires, but man, it may have just paid off. What a sin by the 34. Hey, good evening, Clay Kirchenbauer. Yeah, Richie is everywhere you go these days, and up to third now. Cody Kennedy has moved into the lead. Dahlman to second. Richie in third. Mark Nelson back and forth. AJ up top on the move. And look at this. Mike Smith up here trying to get into the top 5. Back behind, Michael Whiting after that early incident, already back into the top 10. Whiting started on the pole here in the race, but had trouble early to avoid hitting another driver. After bouncing off another driver, yanked it down, went through the infield, but has recovered well. Cody Kennedy did get the truck win last night. Can he pull off the sweep tonight? Richie Joplin now looking to the bottom for second place on Ty Dahlman. Cody going all the way to the apron. Surprised to see how many drivers are going to the apron here early. Yes, it can get you some speed, but as we saw with Richie West, it can really unsettle the car. And, Richie Joplin loose out of 2. Not only can it upset the car, but it is hard on the tires. Mike Smith now in the mix, up battling in the top 5. Eric Stoy on the attack as well. Vern Springs starting to make some moves toward the front, up 4 spots into 11th. Mark Dantuma doing that from the back challenge, started in 19th up to 12th. And now he's going to shoot to the bottom for a couple more. A lot of battling going on back behind. Richie West, David Garman, and Brandon Springer battling. Gerald Poole, Albie Hewins, Rick Sargent got separated from the lead pack. Whoa, 3 wide off turn 2 down the back straight. Note that here at Chicagoland, the back straightaway isn't really straight. Hey, sounds like a good idea, Kyle. Good luck, buddy. Truck League is definitely a good starting place. Michael Whiting back on the attack under Vern Spring. Dantuma slipping back to 13th. It's almost like racing at Daytona and Talladega. Positions are swinging in a big way here tonight. A driver can pick up three or four positions in a single turn, but might lose them on the next one. Jeff Hinkle, the Mark Nelson, battling back behind. Hinkle on the high side. Cody Kennedy now under attack as AJ looks underneath. AJ came into tonight the regular season champion. 5 wins and 3 poles in 14 races. Just a dominant performance. AJ is the only repeat winner this season. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Richie Joplin still holding on to 5th. Jeff Hinkle in 6th. Mark Nelson 7th. Mike Smith now back to 8th. Michael Whiting recovering up into 9th. Gourmets in 10th. Tonight, Michael Whiting won the pole. He has the current season pole record. He has won 4 poles this season and 1 race. Cody Kennedy still holding the lead, the top 5 single file. Jeff Hinkle in 6th, Mike Smith in 7th. Everybody side by side back behind. All the way back to Vern Spring in 15th. That little group off the back, they need to get single file and reel in that lead back. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Kevin. These cars, as we've seen all night long, moving around this track like crazy. Let's ride along with Vern Spring for a lap. He has got the best seat in the house. Across the start-finish line down toward turn 1. Vern looking to the high side on Richie West. You see how much they are slow. Wow, close call. You see how much they are sliding around out there. Even with the high downforce package on the car. Full power, full throttle back across the start-finish line. Drivers moving everywhere looking for an opening to move forward. Oh! Kevin Reed and Mike Smith have a problem. Both drivers managed to recover. Kevin up on the high side, Mike right in front of him in the 10 car. Both right above the Mark Nelson. Headed down into 1 and 2. Springer gets a little bit of the apron there. Mark Nelson coming up the track just behind. Oh, they both just snapped loose out of 2. That is a bit crazy. For the first time tonight, Cody Kennedy has some breathing room out front. Richie Joplin about a half second back. AJ now back in 3rd. Gourmets starting to move forward again. He had drifted all the way back into 10th. Now marching his way forward. And oh! Dolman is in the wall. Dolman got the wall through 1 and 2. Lost several positions. Tire wear really starting to show here. Michael Whiting down underneath takes 8th place. I have heard it is, Kevin. However, with tire wear starting to show, you gotta watch Jeff Hinkle. Hinkle is the king of tire saving. He is definitely going to be one to watch after the comp caution as tires wear down. And oh yeah, we haven't talked about that Mark Dantuma guy doing the from the back challenge, now up 13 spots into 6th. AJ Gotze has gotten back up into 2nd place and has begun to attack Cody Kennedy. Gourmet on the high side just took 3rd from Richie Joplin. Cody Kennedy, while he's got the clean air, he is using every bit of the track. Oh, did he get a bump from AJ that time? It was really close. Hey, Humi, how's it going? Six cars all in a line. Jeff Hinkle just behind in 7th. Michael Whiting in 8th. AJ did give him a little bit of a tickle. I'll take a look here in a bit, Humi. AJ Gotze looks to the high side, still trying to take the lead. Now AJ shooting to the bottom. Has the nose ahead, but out of 2, the momentum definitely goes to the high side. Oh, a little bit of contact through 3 and 4. Gourmet's building a run back behind. Gourmet drops to the apron. He's got a big run down the front straightaway. Did somebody tell him it was the last? They're driving like it's the last lap, leaning on it. Oh, holy cow! AJ slides up, both of them in the wall. Gorman's got the momentum now. And out of nowhere, Mark Dantuma on the bottom. Three wide, back behind is Dantuma and Eric Stoy. On the bottom, Gorman clears up top. Holy cow, they're racing like it's the last lap. But AJ Gotze has the lead. Competition caution should appear here in just a second. Cody trying to get underneath before the comp caution comes out. But the caution comes out with AJ a nose ahead. AJ Gotze leads at the comp caution. Cody Kennedy in second. David Gorman third. Eric Stoy in fourth. Dantuma, mad run to the front, now up 14 spots into 5th. And here we go. AJ will lead them down. We have seen this thing green flag since lap 5. This could go green to the end. This could be a critical pit stop. Michael Whiting has made up a lot of the ground he lost early. Mark Nelson right behind him. They're all in. Left side's up. Who's it going to be? AJ's rolling. Cody's rolling. AJ gets it at the line. Cody Kennedy coming out second. Gourmet in third. Stoy in fourth. Whiting in fifth. And let's see if we can get a quick word with Cody Kennedy. Hey, Cody, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, that last 5 laps, did you think you were at the end of the race?
No. I know me and AJ is having a good battle there for a while, and he was putting a lot of pressure on me, and then he got into the wall and it created some space for me.
Definitely got interesting out there a few times. You guys look like you were battling for the win at the end of the race. How is the car doing?
It's going pretty good. It's definitely tire wear is ridiculous with these with this car on this track, and you probably would get at least like a 4 or 5 good lap time, and then after that it just falls right off. So you really gotta take care of your tires.
Well, man, you're having an awesome race so far. Great job tonight. Get ready and go green, buddy.
Thank you.
Cody Kennedy currently in second. Will be on the inside. AJ choosing the high line for the restart. After pit stops, Mark Dantuma now back in 10th. Michael Whiting up to 6th. Bit of a shakeup on pit road, but as we have seen all night, man, you can make some moves here in the draft, but these guys are eating the tires alive. Pace car is in. AJ fires. They are away. Green in the air. Whoa, Eric Stoy coming really low into turn 1. Jeff Hinkle on the high side shutting the door for Cody. Those 3 are teammates. It looks like they are working well together up top. Mark Nelson up there on the high side. Cody has nowhere to go. Garmin leading a charge back behind. Mark Dantuma now up into 7th. He is back on the move. Garmin in the wall through 1 and 2. Did Garmin have a problem there? Garmin there on the bottom. Looked like he was just on the apron. Down the back straightaway looks okay. Michael Whiting moves up to the high side. Through 3 and 4, no problem so far. But it looked like once he got into 1 and 2, Gourmets started having problems. Moves up to the high side into 1 and just oversends it. Kisses the wall a couple of times and loses about 4 spots. Cody Kennedy back on the attack. He wants the lead back underneath AJ. Mark D'Antuma has worked his way back up into 5th. Battling with Hinkle for 4th. Richie West is also on the move. Started in 17th after pit stops. He is up to 7th. Mark Nelson goes for the crossover on D'Antuma through 3 and 4. Can't get enough of a run. Richie Joplin now back in 10th. Michael Whiting has drifted back to 11th since the restart. Gerald Poole back in the fight. Garmin just behind. Thanos now in 15th. Rick Sargent back there. They are back single file. However, Albie Hewins has lost the draft. AJ Godsey in the lead for the moment. Hey, good evening, Pat Joplin. Whoa, getting a little close, out of 2. Eric Stoyd now underneath Cody Kennedy taking 2nd. Mark Nelson has gotten up into 6th. Kevin Reed now in 7th. D'Antuma looking underneath Hinkle once again, can't get there. Brandon Springer starting to make some moves in that Jif peanut butter car. He does have that top secret peanut butter deployment system that gives him added grip that is definitely going to pay off late in the run. D'Antuma back underneath Hinkle. Mark Nelson gets a big run out of turn 2, closes that gap back up. Kevin Reed peaks low. Looks like with this configuration, they are having to build that momentum and that run a little bit, but once they have it set and they got that big run, it is easy to make the passes here. "12 laps into this run, 12 laps on the tires, time's already starting to fall off dramatically. AJ Godsey's fastest lap, a 30.84, last time by 31.99. Well over a second off pace as the tires just going away, and Mark D'Antuma is going forward. D'Antuma now into 3rd. Richie West currently holding on to 8th place, up 9 spots. Brandon Springer on his way. Looks underneath Michael Whiting. Richie going all the way to the apron. One of the few we're seeing make the move to the apron right now. Back up front, D'Antuma is looking underneath Stoy for 2nd. Meanwhile, Hinkle is underneath Cody Kennedy. Mark Nelson has closed up to this lead group, and Kevin Reed, Richie West are on their way. David Gorman has moved back up into 15th after losing a lot of ground, kissing the wall earlier. Jeff Hinkle almost getting 3 wide here on the bottom. They settle back into 2 wide for the moment. Seeing quite a few aggressive moves out here. A lot of 3 wide action tonight. Eric Stoy now in second. Mark Nelson looking underneath for third. Mark Dantuma in fourth. Jeff Hinkle in fifth. But positions in this top 10 are changing just about every corner. Michael Whiting is now battling back up in 7th place. Cody Kennedy drifting back. It looks like one bad turn, you're going to lose several spots. But you could turn around, get that big run on the next one like Michael Whiting has, and reclaim that or more. Mike Smith starting to attack as well again, now up into 10th. Richie Joplin right behind him in 11th, but Brandon Springer underneath. Ooh, close off of 2. A little bobble out of Springer. Probably needs some more peanut butter on that right rear tire. AJ in the lead, Stoy in second, Dantuma in third. They get single file for a moment. Now Hinkle on the attack. Mike Smith has had a problem. No caution yet. Let's see what happened. There's Mike in the 10, down the bottom, out of turn 2. Oh, Kevin snaps loose, gets into Mike. Mike goes through the infield, quickly recovers back out on track, but loses a ton of track position. Watch Kevin Reed in that 64 car. And oh, it looks like Kevin actually bounced off the wall. AJ Godsey has now opened up a 0.3 of a second lead on Eric Stoy, just a couple of car lengths, but it's only the second time we have seen a driver break away here tonight. Mark Nelson in fourth. Cody Kennedy now runs in fifth. Cody looking to the inside on Nelson as Hinkle goes underneath Richie West. Close move by Richie West as he starts moving forward, now up into 6th. Around this track with that curved back straightaway, you're always steering, always working the wheel here. See if we can get a look. You see that little orange knot on the top of AJ's wheel. Trying to see if all the cameras we have set up. There we go. AJ across the start finish line. The wheel never straight here. Always working as he goes through 1 and 2. Out of turn 2, he'll never straighten the wheel back up. Constantly holding it slightly left due to the curve on the back straightaway. Back down into turn 3. And out of turn 4, full throttle, full send, but still constantly turning. Excuse me. And while AJ is out front, Eric Stoy in 2nd. The battle is on 3rd on back. Mark Dantuma now into 3rd. Nelson looking underneath, but here comes Hinkle. Hinkle was looking to make it 3 wide. Some really aggressive driving tonight as the playoffs kick off. Michael Whiting shooting underneath Richie West through 3 and 4. Richie on the bumper of Cody Kennedy may have given him a little bump. A little bit of a bump draft down the front stretch. And all the drivers are now within their fuel window. They all pitted on lap 38. We went green at lap 40. Expect the halfway point about lap 75. I'd expect to see a lot of the field in the next 8 laps, 7 to 8 laps. AJ Gotze is pulling away now over 0.6 of a second. Cody Kennedy won here in the trucks last night, as we mentioned, and man, they are battling it out. I didn't watch the Cup race, Nicole, but I have to agree this one is exciting. AJ Gotze extending his lead to 0.8 of a second over Stoy, Dan Tuma, Mark Nelson, Cody Kennedy, Michael Whiting, Jeff Hinkle, Richie West, and Kevin Reed. Brandon Springer lurking back in 10th. Gourmet, after that problem after the restart, back up into 11th, battling with Ty Dolman. Richie Joplin losing some ground here. He did say before the race he was struggling here a bit. Richie back there battling with Albie Ewens, Vern Spring, Rick Sargent, Gerald Poole. Mike Smith, after the incident with Kevin Reed, way behind, hoping for a caution. And DJ Kenner was out of the race early, never did see why. He went to pit road under that caution. That is a close finish, Nicole. AJ has now moved out to a 1-second lead over Stoy and Dantuma. Kevin Reed in 10th, Gourmet in 11th, Dolman in 12th right now. Richie Joplin leads that third pack back in 13th. They are 4.3 seconds behind Dolman. They desperately need a caution here. As we approach the halfway point in the run, likely to see some drivers start to hit pit road. And that could make for some excitement. Speaking of excitement, Michael Whiting off turn 2, got a huge run, shot back underneath Jeff Hinkle and moves back to 6th. Brandon Springer looked to the high side on Richie West, couldn't get a run. AJ now moving out to a 1.8 second lead. But from Eric Stoy back to ninth place, Brandon Springer is less than a second. Stoy going all the way to the apron here. Starting to see a few more drivers starting to move low. Hey, good evening, Paulo. How have you been, buddy? Michael Whiting now looks back underneath Mark Nelson. Did not have the momentum, though, coming out of 4. David Garman in 10th, trying to close back in on this lead group with no help. Ty Dolman and Kevin Reed battling side by side. They are losing ground to Gourmet right now. Paulo cheering on Richie Joplin. Also wishing Richie a happy birthday. It is Richie's 56th birthday of 2024 because we celebrate Richie Joplin's birthday every day. And here we go. Pit stops underway. Vern Spring, Gerald Poole, RN. Coming in together to have some drafting help. 4 tires and fuel. And for all you Richie Joplin fans, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Jones BS Racing, where we'll celebrate his birthday again. AJ's lead now 2.3 seconds as Dan Tuma goes to second. Now to see how the strategy plays out, Mike Smith and Ty Dolman are on pit road. Richie Joplin is in. Mark Dantuma, Eric Stoy, Mark Nelson, nose to tail. Richie West, Brandon Springer, 5th, 6th, Jeff Hinkle in 7th, Michael Whiting and Cody Kennedy 8th and 9th. Eric Stoy is in alone. Now that one of those top 3 has been to pit road, AJ can only stay out so long. They have lost over 2.5 seconds a lap on these old tires. He cannot afford to have Mark Dantuma, Mark Nelson, Eric Stoy, these other guys back behind on fresh tires longer than him. The marks are in. Mark Nelson, Mark Dantuma, Richie West, Brandon Springer, all on pit road. Albie Hewins is in. AJ Godsey is coming to pit road. We knew he wouldn't stay out long once Dan Tuma and crew came in. Cody Kennedy is going to stay out. Kevin Reed also choosing to stay out. Mark Dantuma on his way back out. Cody Kennedy likely coming in this time. No big surprise, Cody stays out. Kevin Reed also staying out. Mark Dantuma coming by. Cody Kennedy, Kevin Reed, the only 2 that have not been in. And how much longer are they going to stretch it? Both Cody Kennedy and Kevin Reed staying out here. This is a gutsy strategy here tonight. AJ Godsey coming by to unlap himself, and it looks like Cody is setting up for pit road entry. Cody Kennedy gives up the lead. He is on his way in. Kevin Reed is not coming in. He's going to stay out one more time and lead a lap. AJ Godsey currently scored in 3rd. AJ now moving up into 2nd, just waiting on Kevin Reed. Kevin is on pit road. The battle is on back behind for what will be 2nd place. Eric Stoy on the high side, Dan Tuma on the bottom. Richie West, Mark Nelson back behind, reeling them in. Here comes Michael Whiting and Ty Dolman. Dolman came in a few laps before everybody else. On lap 80, it allowed him to have the fresh tires for a couple extra laps might have given him a lot of track position. Will it hold on the long run is the question. Brandon Springer currently in 8th. Jeff Hinkle in 9th. Gourmet now in 10th. Richie Joplin starting to make some moves back toward the front in 11th. And Richie West may have just lost connection. Richie was having a great run tonight, up in the top 10, battling for a top 5. But it does appear Richie West has lost connection and may be done. Mark D'Antuma in 2nd, 2.1 seconds behind AJ. Eric Stoy in 3rd, Mark Nelson in 4th. Michael Whiting back in 5th. Ty Dolman in 6th. Brandon Springer, Jeff Hinkle, David Garman, Richie Joplin trying to close in. Gerald Poole after pit stops now in 11th. Cody Kennedy right behind him in 12th. Gerald came in early. Cody was one of the last ones to pit. Cody did win the truck race last night. Did he employ a similar strategy to pull it off is the question. Gerald now to 12th. Vern in 13th. Rick Sargent 14th. Albie Ewens in 15th. Mike Smith now in 16th. Kevin Reed back in 17th. And Richie West is out. A heartbreak for Richie. Richie not one of the playoff contenders this season. Thankfully, that would really be painful. Mark D'Antuma in 2nd, putting a little space between him and 3rd place Eric Stoy. Mark Nelson still on Stoy's back bumper. Michael Whiting back in 5th, reeling that group back in. Jeff Hinkle leading another group with Ty Dolman, Brandon Springer, and Garman. Ty Dolman came in 3 laps earlier than everybody. Holy cow! He gets into Gourmet. Gourmet gets the wall. Garmin is way slow on the bottom of the track. There's Garmin on the high side, out of 2, shoots down underneath Dolman. Big run to Springer's back bumper. Oh, and Dolman just starts his turn in. Doesn't realize how close he is to Garmin. Gets into him. Garmin gets sent to the wall. And it must have been one heck of a hit. Garmin is on pit road. Brandon Springer, Jeff Hinkle, currently 6th and 7th. Springer up 6 spots. Michael Whiting has caught up to that. Caught up into fourth. Caught up to Eric Stoy and Mark Nelson. He ran him down single-handedly. One heck of a run out of Michael Whiting. Mark Dantuma has pulled away from that group, but is 3.2 seconds behind our leader, AJ Godsey. A 14-race regular season, AJ won 5 of them. David Garment is back out on track. Garment is one of the playoff contenders. He can't afford to DNF a race, but a heartbreaking night for him. Meanwhile, a 3-car battle going on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Michael Whiting, Eric Stoy, and Mark Nelson battle it out. That is allowing Jeff Hinkle and Brandon Springer to close in. Jeff Hinkle, Brandon Springer about right at 3 seconds behind Mark Nelson at the moment. Mark Nelson wisely sitting behind these two going at it, letting them wear their own tires out. He may be able to pounce at the end of this one to pick up a podium. Mark Dantuma has pulled out to a 2.3 second lead over this group, but still sits 3.6 seconds behind AJ. Michael Whiting has had quite a comeback tonight, involved in that early incident after winning the pole. Lap 2 ends up going through the grass all the way to the tail end of the field, has fought his way back up here battling for a podium. Stoy, though, up 6 spots into 4th. Stoy had to fight hard to get himself into the playoffs. He is not going to give up any position easily. Mark Nelson going all the way to the apron. I believe it's the first time we've seen him go to the apron tonight. But with 8 to go, likely to see a bit more of that from other drivers. Jeff Hinkle, Brandon Springer have now closed to 2.2 seconds behind Mark Nelson. Cody Kennedy back in 8th alone, 2.3 seconds back. Richie Joplin now making his way to 9th. Ty Dahlman holding on to 10th. Kevin Reed back in 11th. Rick Sargent in 12th. Albie Hewins now up in the 13th. Gerald Poole now up to 14th. Mike Smith, after his earlier incident, currently sitting in 15th. And David Gorman is back on pit road. Unexpected to see Gorman back in this late in the race. 5 laps to go. AJ's lead now 4.5 seconds over Mark Dantuma. Dantuma started in 19th spot. which moves his From the Back challenge as of right now to $226 toward the MS Society fundraiser. If you want to donate, you can find that. It is a pinned post on our Facebook. AJ just coming by Vern Spring to put him a lap down. 3 laps to go. Dan Tuma in second. Michael Whiting in third is reeling Dan Tuma in. Now just 1.7 seconds back. Two laps to go for AJ Godsey, looking at his 6th win of the season. Mark Dantuma looking at another podium finish after starting in the back. What a season Dan Tuma has had, but AJ Godsey comes down the front straightaway. White flag in the air. One more time around. It was not that long ago that AJ was saying how much he hates these kind of tracks. Now look at him. Dominating at another mile and a half. Out through 3 and 4, a 4.9 second lead, and AJ will do it his 6th win of the season at Chicagoland. Mark Dantuma will come home in second. Michael Whiting, an epic comeback for third. We're going to try and talk to our top 3. We'll start with second place, Mark Dantuma, as I don't see Michael Whiting available yet. Mark, another impressive run, up 17 spots tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, for some reason or other, this track and my driving style just seemed to suit themselves, so I was able to work my way up there. It was pretty good.
You did have a few points in there where we saw you just full send and pick up like 3 or 4 spots in a single turn. It was really working well.
Yeah, until I burned the tires off, the car would turn well for me, and I seemed to have a line that just worked for me. So it was a good run overall.
Well, it definitely looked like fun coming through the field like you were in the first half of this one, man. And a great way to start the playoffs as well.
Yes, just can't catch that Sasquatch man, so I just got to figure out how to get to AJ. Maybe one of these days I can beat him.
Have somebody just poke holes in his tires, maybe. I don't know. Or
I told him with 20 to go that he had a right rear going soft, but he wouldn't pit. So.
That's terrible. You know, the other thing is if you drove a Chevy.
Well, yeah, I'm handicapping myself, in the Ford, but that's all right. It just adds to the challenge.
It definitely does, man. Another great finish, a great from the back run, buddy. Good job.
Thanks, Doug.
Mark Dantuma coming home in second. Michael Whiting came home in third. Michael, I have to say, the start of this one did not go well for you, but what a comeback.
Yeah, no, that was an adventure.
I bet. You had a few heart-stopping moments on your way to the front as well.
Yeah, Yeah, like I said, it was interesting. It was a good time though. Hey.
It appeared to be a good time, man. A great run, another great run, and a great start to your playoffs as well.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Top fives. That's what you need, right?
Definitely, and as long as somebody can stop AJ, everybody's got a chance.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. He's definitely the favorite for sure.
Well, man, great job tonight. Great comeback. Congratulations, buddy.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
And finally, our winner, AJ Godsey. AJ, win number 6 of the season, the first win in the playoffs. Yeah, great season.
Yeah, it's been a good season so far. I mean, definitely wouldn't expect to run that strong tonight to where I'd be able to pull away like that, but got the outside roll in there, and it was just working, so I stuck to it.
It was not that long ago that you would sit here and tell me how much you hate these kind of tracks, these 1.5 miles, but it seems like you got something figured out finally.
I mean, it still holds true. They're not my favorite place to go run, but I guess I've been forced to run them a lot more in officials and stuff, and so I've kind of figured it out, especially the ones like this where you can run the top line. I do a lot of dirt racing, so running that cushion up there is pretty fun.
Oh, man, it definitely shows another dominating performance, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Yep, thanks, Dougie.
AJ Godsey gets his 6th win of the season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. We'll have Jones BS Racing and a lot of great short track fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.